Welcome to Wrong Time Watch. My name is Kevin, and today we're looking at two watches from MMI watches. Watch on the left is a chronograph using a Seiko Mecha Quartz movement, and the watch on the right is, well, a typical three-hand watch, but it does have a surprise with the date wheel here. And this watch movement is the Seiko NH35. Price for the chronograph is about $323 US, and the price for the dive watch is about $290. Depending on the exchange rate, the price could change a little bit from day to day. So let's get the Petoskey stones out of the way here and take a closer look at each watch. This watch here is actually the version 2. The first watch they came out with, I believe, was the version 1 of this watch, and this is the third watch they came out with, and then this is the fourth, being the version 2. Changes to this watch: it has a better loom, it has larger indices, and the cutout for the date here is bigger than on the previous model, and also they changed the formulation of the date indicator there, so it's easier to see now, and also it is loomed. So as I have this one in hand, let's go over the dimensions. Well, let's try and do them both at the same time. Lug to lug on the dive watch is 47.1, chronograph 46.9. These are supposed to be using the same case, so maybe I measure them a little bit differently. Diameter on the bezel and the case for both of these is 40 for both the bezel and the case. The chronograph is technically thinner, but it's actually thicker because of the domed sapphire crystal. I forgot what measurement they give for the thickness, but I measured actually from the top of the crystal to the back of the case at 14.4, and then the dive watch is 13.5. So yes, the chronograph is actually thicker. But you can, if you just look at the case, you can see that the case back is thinner on this. It doesn't stick out as far back from the case as compared to the dive watch here. You see it sticks out quite a bit farther. Well, quite a bit, about a millimeter farther. But it's all relative. Same lug width, 20 tapering down to 20. I'm sorry, 22 tapering down to 20. And these H-link style bracelets. Bracelets look to be the same to my eye. Oh, holding this one upside down. I don't know how long I was doing that for, but anyway. You see that both the clasps are signed. These are both, this portion of these clasps are stamped, but then the internal portion is milled. Just the engraved case back. Solid links, solid end links. Engraved case back here. And same for this watch as well. It does have the safety clasp and then the dual pusher, so very secure. 5 micro adjusts for each of these. On the chronograph, I measured a 7mm signed crown, and then the dive watch is a 6.9mm signed crown. Chronograph size for my 6.5-inch wrist is 150 grams. The dive watch is 168 grams. 300-meter water resistance on the diver. The chronograph, I believe, is 100. Yep, right up there, 100 meter. Now, so I think it indicates that it's a VK67. Where was that? Oh, down here. VK67 Mecha Quartz. So it's the Mecha Quartz. It's powered by a battery, but it's called Mecha Quartz because it moves in a mechanical manner. That second hand, instead of just ticking, it sweeps. But you can see the running subdial down here. It does tick once per second. I really like a sweeping hand on my watches, but on a chronograph like this with a small subdial, I don't mind that it's ticking because it's pretty small. I don't really notice it. And then the top subdial is a 60-minute counter for the chronograph. And then the 9 o'clock subdial is for counting down the hours of the chronograph, so you could time something for 12 hours and 59 minutes and 59 seconds if you wanted to. So around the perimeter of this, you'll see 1 through 31, and those are for the dates. And where, oh where, is a little indicator on this one. This one's not quite as easy to see. Oh, there it is. I think it's by the number 8. Number 9. There we go. Geez, that was kind of like finding Waldo. Where's Waldo? But yeah, there it is. The dial color doesn't do that indicator any favors on this watch. Much easier to see on the dive watch. Let's bring that over here. Actually, you know what? Let me stop this and then we'll reset it so you can see it snap back. So stopped it with this pusher, and we'll push this one in, and that second handle reset as well as the minute subdial up there. So here we go. Both of these do have the IP coated or ion plated bezel insert. It's a stainless steel bezel insert which is coated by an ion plating process. It's supposed to be a hard process in the stainless steel, a hard coating I should say. And the bezel insert being stainless steel will be a little more durable than aluminum, ceramic, and sapphire. Yes, ceramic and sapphire are more scratch resistant, but you have a much better chance of those shattering than a stainless steel. Stainless steel will just dent, but it will be more durable than aluminum bezel insert. So very nicely done. Mixture of brushed and polished surfaces on the cases. The watch is mostly brushed, but then the chamfered edge is polished on the outside and inside of these lugs, which I do appreciate. I like more of a rounded case, but you know, this is nicely done. Also, I do appreciate more so the flat sapphire crystal than the dome. It's just easier for me to read. Also, you don't pick up as much reflection from the surrounding areas. Like you can see my studio lights, almost all 3 of them at once here. But with a flat sapphire crystal, you don't see that. So both of these do have AR coating applied to the underside, 10 layers of AR coating. So this one here, you can see the date indicator a lot easier. This is the version 2 of the turret dive watch, so the indicator has been enlarged, and also it has a special paint applied, so easier to see in the daytime, and also you can see it at night because it is loomed. Hopefully the color that I see by eye is coming across your screen for this orange. It's a fluorescent orange. It looks very cool. I do like the stainless or the silver dial as well. It goes very well with the stainless steel case. So the case is essentially the same, just don't have the pushers. And I measured a little bit larger lug to lug. Could be a measurement error, or it could actually be true, but it's only a couple tenths of millimeters. Alright, let me get both of these on wrist, and then we'll check out the Loom. Trying to decide if I should throw in... Now I'll just compare these two together. The SKX indices are larger, and the Loom is just a little bit brighter, but we'll just compare these two to each other. I have compared the Loom on these watches separately in each individual video, so I'll try and leave a link to each of these videos in the description below as well if you want to check out the Loom of the SKX compared to these. So anyway, let's get this one on wrist first. It's a little bit, it's essentially the same size. I'm going to say it's a little bit smaller, but not enough to tell the difference. So lug to lug on this is about 47 plus or minus a tenth of a millimeter. My 6.5 inch wrist. It's a nice looking watch. I do like this red burgundy, wine, whatever color you want to call this dial. The orange, maybe it kind of clashes a little bit, but I think the handsets are orange on all of these chronographs, so it looks okay. Bezel action on this is pretty easy to turn. You do have these angular lugs kind of protecting the bezel from moving unintentionally. So there we go. Let's zoom out. Hopefully you don't catch too much in the background here. There we go. I think it works pretty well on my 6.5-inch wrist. 40mm is a good size. I think it's pretty much a universal size. Almost anyone can wear a 40mm watch. Alright, let's put the diver on wrist with this nice silver dial. I'll leave a link in the description to the website for both of these watches. It looks like you can still order either of them. That chronograph you can only get with the red, yellow, and I think black dial. Anyway, you can see in the description the link to that website. Nice H-link style bracelet. Feels comfortable enough on wrist, sized with screw pins, screw links. Well, I'll zoom back in and show this to you in 1 second. So yeah, pretty easy enough to size with these links here. Links are a little bit larger in size and have some nice big screw heads here. So plenty easy to change. Alright, if you have not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button, like the video, and leave a comment below. Really appreciate you guys subscribing, and click that notification bell as well. Been trying to release a video every day. Pretty much kept that schedule for so far this year. So anyway, we'll be right back with the Loom. Alright, so plenty of Loom on both of these watches here. I know the diver, which is on the left, has X1C3 Loom, and I believe the chronograph does have X1C3 Loom as well, or it could be X1C1 Loom, but regardless, both of these watches have great Loom. A loomed stainless steel ion plated bezel insert. The chapter ring, or the perimeter ring on the silver dial watch here, is loomed. The date indicator is loomed on both of these. You see over here at about 3 o'clock on the chronograph and about 9 o'clock on the diver, that little loomed orange rectangle type shape. And then the subdial hands are also loomed on the chronograph. Looks like they have died out now, but they are all loomed. And also the tip of the chronograph second hand is loomed as well. You can see it moving around now. So I'll hit this with UV light, and then you can see how it looks under UV light, and then we'll close out the video. As always, thank you for watching, and thank you for taking the time.